Let's be real. You could be in a church, you could be in a Bible study, you can be in a Christian group and still be in a cult. Just because it says Jesus doesn't mean it's from Jesus. So how do you know? Let me give you 5 warning signs you're in a cult backed by scripture. Number 1, the leader is treated like God. If your pastor, apostle, prophet, or spiritual father is the final authority on everything and no one is allowed to question them, that's a red flag. Healthy leadership points you to Christ, not to control. Jesus said in Matthew 23:11, the greatest among you will be your servant. But cults flip that. They make you serve the leader like they're untouchable. You obey out of fear, not love. That's not leadership, that's spiritual idolatry. Number 2, you're spiritually controlled, not spiritually led. In a cult, leaders micromanage your life, who you can date, where you can work, when you can speak, who you can be friends with, even how often you should fast or give money. They twist verses like Hebrews 13:17, obey your leaders, but ignore the rest of scripture that calls leaders to humility, accountability, and service. Galatians 5:1 says, it is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Do not let yourself be burdened again by a yoke of slavery. But cults weaponize obedience to create spiritual slaves, not free sons and daughters. Number 3, they isolate you from the outside world. If they tell you your family is worldly, the other churches are lukewarm, and only they have the full truth, you're not in the community, you're in a spiritual trap. Proverbs 18:1 says, whoever isolates himself seeks his own desire. He breaks out against all sound judgment. Cults isolate so they can indoctrinate. Real Christianity builds connection, not control. Number 4, scripture is twisted to fit their agenda. Cults know the Bible, but they twist it. They cherry pick verses to justify fear, shame, guilt, and legalism. 2 Timothy 4:3-4 warns, for the time will come when people will not put up with sound doctrine. They will turn their ears away from the truth and turn aside to myths. You're not being discipled, you're being indoctrinated. Number 5, leaving feels like you're leaving God. Here's the biggest test. If you even think about leaving the group and suddenly you're told you'll be cursed, cut off, or punished, that's not love, that's spiritual abuse. Jesus never forced anyone to follow him. In Luke 9:5, he told his disciples, if they do not welcome you, leave the town and shake the dust off your feet. In cults, loyalty to the leader replaces devotion to Christ. But God doesn't need you to be part of a personality cult. He wants your heart, not your blind submission. The Bible tells us in 1 John 4:1, test the spirit to see whether they are from God, because many false prophets have gone out into the world. If you're in a place that's draining your joy, silencing your questions, and making you fear freedom, you're not in a church, you're in chains. But Jesus came to break that. He said in John 8:32, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. So test it, pray over it, ask the hard questions, because God never called you to follow church leaders. He called you to follow his son.